Hey guys, it's Sahil and I'm here with the results for the prelims of the Skilling Open. Here is where Vidit played the top players of the world, be it Magnus Carlsen, Sergei Karyakin, Wesley So, Hikaru Nakamura, and he did have a great performance. So did he qualify for the finals? And what happened in the remainder of the games, we're going to look at right now. And if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel guys. It helps us to come up with videos every day. So we started with round 11 on day 3, and Vidit's journey started with the match against Peter Swidler, who's a well-known player, but he's definitely not in form, and Vidit managed to convincingly defeat him, and this is the final position of the game. You can see how Vidit is a pawn up, the extra pawn on c4, and the b4 pawn is also being lost, and that's why Swidler resigned in this position, and Vidit was off to an amazing start. His second game was against Ian Fibonacci. We all remember the game from the Olympiad where they had an amazing, crazy game which ended in a draw, and this was no less than that. It was also a very crazy game where both sides had their chances, but in the end, this also ended in a draw with this perpetual. The third game was the much-awaited clash against the world champion Magnus Carlsen. You can see Carlsen has two queens on board here. Basically, he had the outside pass pawn. He used that to queen, and Vidit could not create enough counterplay and basically had to resign. So he lost to Magnus Carlsen, and that kind of spoiled his chances for qualifying, but he still had 2 more games to go. His next match was against Timur Regiabov, his friend, and the game was very sharp and Regiabov was winning at one point, but then he could not convert his advantage, and later on we ended up in this position, which as you can see according to the bar is dead equal, and there was a repetition here and the game ended in a draw. And this was the final game of the day, and Vidit was facing Anton Guijaro, who was also one of the lower seeds like him, and he managed to convincingly defeat him. You can see how cute the mate is. It looks very unnatural but very interesting, and he managed to win this game to end on a high note. Even though he did not manage to qualify, he played an amazing tournament. He won 2 games against one of the top players in the world, and he also faced and drew against many top players like Hikaru Nakamura, Wesley So, and so on. So we should be very proud of his performance, and regardless of whether he qualified or not, he has played very well. Now these are the final standings of the tournament. Magnus Carlsen has again managed to win this tournament, and he will of course be very confident about his performance. Hikaru Nakamura came a close second, and you can see with it also on the right side of the table, and the people on the left side have qualified. Anish Giri barely qualified after having a clear lead on day 2. He lost a couple of games consecutively, and there's one tweet that I want to show you. He made this tweet, we will still win, but frankly they should have stopped the count after day 2. He's imitating Donald Trump here, and that was a very funny tweet, and that's why we all love Anish. And this was the summary of the prelims of the Skilling Open, and Vidit has unfortunately not qualified, but still it was an amazing tournament overall with high class of games. Firuzja also played very well, and there are many finds in this tournament. And now the finals will start with the top 8 players, and the next match will be Magnus Carlsen versus Anish Giri, and it'll be fun to look out for that today. If you like the video, do like and subscribe and check out the content on the channel. We have plenty of interesting videos to choose from, and as always, do take care.